What's up, guys? I hope y'all are having a great day today, just full of so much positivity and happiness, dude, because we are going to be talking about the PlayStation State of Play that just happened, and overall, I don't really think this was anything that great. I don't think it was bad either. I would describe it primarily as just okay. It did exceed my expectations a little bit, but I went in expecting absolutely nothing, but I did feel like there were a couple good moments here and there, and overall, the show really didn't feel like it dragged on other than at the very beginning, which brings us to the first game and worst game they showed off, in my personal opinion, and that is Concord, which I guess is Sony's big first-party release for 2024. It's coming August 23rd, 2024, with a beta in July of 2024 on PlayStation 5 and PC, so this does fall in line with the new strategy they announced of releasing live service titles day and date on PC along with PlayStation 5, but Concord is a very Overwatch-esque first-person hero shooter, which honestly, I don't even know why this game exists, man. This looks like absolute garbage. You know, it's basically Guardians of the Galaxy, or as I like to call it, Guardians of the Goyslop mixed with Overwatch, because this game literally just screams Marvel writing and humor. It looks absolutely horrible, and I don't know why anyone would be excited for this whatsoever when there is already 100 other hero shooters out there to go and play. I don't really understand why every new first-person shooter franchise has to be a hero shooter. Like, whatever happened to just fun arcade online shooters? But here we are. I think this game's dead on arrival, personally. I don't see anyone going out and paying for this, because this is not a free-to-play game, keep in mind, which Overwatch 2 is a free-to-play game, so go play Overwatch instead. But yeah, this is a paid game. I feel like it's going to completely flop, because in this exact same showcase, they showed off another hero shooter, which looks better than this in every single way, that is going to have much wider appeal because of the IP attached to it, but we'll get to that when we get to it. But overall, Concord is the game they spent the most time on, and is honestly the low point of the show, in my opinion. This game looks like absolute Disney, Marvel, Reddit slop that you're better off just ignoring and pretending that it didn't even exist in the first place. So after that, they announced that God of War Ragnarok would be coming to PC on September 19th, which I don't know why you would want to subject yourself to this game. I actually played it for the first time recently on stream, and I literally fell asleep while playing it. No, I'm not kidding. It is that boring. It's literally just such a bastardized and ruined version of God of War, man. Everything you love about the original God of War games is dead and gone, and even that little bit of glimmer of maybe like, okay, I can kind of see where they're going with this if they just make the right adjustments in God of War 2018. This could actually become something exciting, but no. God of War Ragnarok is one of the most disappointing and boring games I have ever played through, and yeah, I don't know why you'd even want to subject yourself to playing this on PC when it releases, but hey, if you want to play it because you played God of War 2018 and you want to see how the Norse saga ends, there you go. It's coming to PC on September 19th. After that, they showed off Dynasty Warriors Origin, which is releasing on PlayStation 5 in 2025, or as I like to call it, Spam Square Simulator. It looks like your typical Dynasty Warriors game. I don't think there was really anything of note to write home about. If you're familiar with the franchise, then you will feel right at home with this, so if you're a Dynasty Warriors fan, I guess that's cool. Not really my cup of tea, so not really interested in that, really, and we didn't really see anything that's noteworthy or stuck out in my mind in particular. So after that, they showed off a game called Infinity Nikki, which, bro, I don't even know why the fuck this was shown off, dude. This looks like some absolute indie jank slop, you know, anime girl mixed with Maheckin Redditor cat moments and photo mode, dude. This game is a complete mystery to me why it was even at the showcase, dude. It looked so fucking bad. Like, it just looks janky as hell. The concept looks absolutely stupid. I guess maybe they're trying to make games that appeal towards women. I don't know, but it's probably going to be a bunch of creepy 40-year-old men that end up playing this shit, let's be honest. But yeah, that definitely was not a high point for the show whatsoever. Definitely another low point, but hey, you know, Infinity Nikki, the test for it is coming out in Q3 2024, whatever the fuck that means. I don't know what the fuck they mean by a test. Maybe it's like a live service game or something and they're doing a beta. I have no clue, but yeah, if you're interested in that, I guess you have something to look forward to. So after that, they showed off Ballad of Antara, which is coming in 2025 5. This looks like a Souls type Elden Ring inspired game. I don't know, man. Like, the art style I thought looks cool, but overall, I'm just really done with Souls clones at this point. I don't have the energy to play those type of games, and if I am gonna play one, I'd rather actually play one from Software, and they didn't really show off enough of this game for me to get interested, so I'd probably need to see more to see what the pacing and everything is like in reality. But yeah, I mean, I guess it looked cool from an art style perspective, but if it is just another Souls clone, I think I'm gonna pass on it personally. So after that, we move on to the VR titles, and to these games' credit, I'm not a VR owner, so they don't really apply to me, but they showed off Skydance's Behemoth, which is releasing this fall, and overall, I thought it looked really good. Like, I originally compared Avowed to a VR game because the gameplay looks so janky and clunky and just overall screamed VR without the VR, but after watching the gameplay for this game, you know, I kind of feel like I owe VR games an apology because Avowed looks way worse than this shit. The combat actually looks really cool in this game, and honestly, if I had a PSVR, I probably would check this game out. It genuinely looks good, so I think it's cool that there is actually some decent software coming to PlayStation VR if you did invest in that, so I think that's cool. And honestly, I think this game was actually one of the better things they showed. It does genuinely look fun to play, and it kind of makes me want to try to get a VR at some point, but I don't know about that one, Chief. Like, I don't really want to spend $600 on a headset I'm gonna put on 3 times and then never touch again. So after that, they showed off Alien Rogue Incursion, which is also coming at the end of 2024, and it's basically a licensed Aliens game, which, I mean, I guess you kind of get the premise if you've seen the movies, but yeah, it's Alien in VR. I don't really think I need to say more than that. If you're interested in that type of game, it's probably going to be right up your alley. Then after that, and this is where it's kind of interesting, they showed off Marvel Rivals, which they announced a closed beta and exclusive Spider-Man suit for PlayStation 5, and I thought this was a really weird inclusion because they just spent 10 minutes showing off their own hero shooter, Concord, and then they showed off Marvel Rivals, which pretty much looks better in every single way imaginable, to the art style, to the gameplay, to the character design, not to mention that it's got the draw of Marvel, so more people are automatically going to be interested in this game, and there is a closed beta for it in July of 2024, so around the exact same time as the Concord beta. So I have a feeling we're gonna have another situation where we have a Overwatch and Battleborn-esque scenario where, you know, Sony's Battleborn or Concord comes out and is completely overshadowed by Marvel Rivals, I feel like. And it's just a really weird thing that they chose to announce this in the same showcase that they showed off their own hero shooter, because again, why would you play Concord when you could either play Overwatch 2 for free or Marvel Rivals for, I think, free as well? So that game coming out around the same time too is basically going to put the nail in the coffin. Maybe Sony just wanted to get the game out there so they could move on and have that team work on something else, but I just think that was a really weird decision to show off 2 hero shooters, especially when you're showing off your own first-party hero shooter. But yeah, that was the next game they showed off. I don't really have too big of an interest in it just because I don't like to give Disney money when possible, so not really a big interest in Marvel Rivals on my end, but I did think the gameplay actually looked pretty good. So after that, they showed off Where the Winds Meet, which this kind of looks like a Sekiro or Team Ninja type game, maybe in lines with Neo or something like that. It kind of falls into the Souls-like genre, but I need to see more gameplay. It looks a little bit more fast-paced than your traditional Souls clone, so maybe that could end up being good. I don't know. I need to see more gameplay. The trailer didn't really show enough, in my opinion, which is what I don't like about these showcases. I'd rather actually get like an actual gameplay demo of these games, but you know, they just trailer drop a bunch of stuff, so it's kind of irritating, but can't really make any sort of conclusive statement about that game yet because I don't think we saw enough. They then announced that Until Dawn is coming to PS5 and PC at the end of the year, which I guess is cool if you're a fan of those type of games. Personally, I think it's a fun streaming game, so I may check it out when it releases. I'm not entirely sure, but you know, if you're a fan of these type of games where it's like choose your own adventure type shit, or the Telltale games, or something like Detroit Become Human, then you'll probably enjoy this. I've heard Until Dawn is actually one of the better games in this type of genre, so I guess it's cool that it's coming to PC. I don't really know why they're making a remastered version for PlayStation 5. Oh wait, I do. It's because they want to charge for it again, but you know, I guess it's cool. Whatever. Not the most exciting announcement, but I guess it's cool for those who are looking forward to it, man. Then they showed off Path of Exile Exile 2 and announced that the early access would be coming in late 2024, which honestly, this game looks really good, man. I'm a fan of the Diablo style game, so this looked pretty cool. The only thing I don't like about the original Path of Exile is they would delete your character after a certain amount of time and you would have to restart the game constantly, which as someone who doesn't have a ton of time to invest into one particular game, that is kind of irritating, so I don't know if I will be partaking in this particular one, but the gameplay they showed off looks really fucking cool. I think it's interesting too that PlayStation seems to be dipping their toes into the early access territory, so it seems like moving forward that PlayStation might be getting more early access titles in the future, starting with Path of Exile, so I think that's pretty neat. Overall, the gameplay looked really good. I think this game actually looks pretty solid, and I think it was one of the high points of the show. So after that, they moved on to Silent Hill 2 Remake. I don't really have too much to say about this. I'm not a fan of this particular genre. Survival horror has never been my thing. I never played the original Silent Hill 2, so I can't really speak on it, but a couple people in my chat said it looked good. I don't know. Take that for what you will. Maybe it looks absolutely terrible to you, and as a Silent Hill fan, you're like, oh my god, look what they did to my boy, or whatever the fuck. I don't know, but personally, I'm not really interested in this game, so I don't really have too much to say about it. So after that, they went on to Monster Hunter Wilds, and this game looks really good, dude. I mean, Monster Hunter's kind of a slam dunk anyway at this point, plus it's Capcom, and they've been on one of the biggest hot streaks in gaming in probably the entire history of the video game industry, so you already know this shit's gonna be absolutely phenomenal. I'm actually really looking forward to Monster Hunter Wilds. Again, we didn't get a release date, which kind of sucks, but we did get a look at the gameplay and how they're integrating the open world design and how you can lead monsters and all that type of shit. So it looks like more Monster Hunter World, which I think is a great thing. That game was very enjoyable to me. So overall, I'm looking forward to that. I think that was definitely one of the high points of the show for me, at least personally. But yeah, Monster Hunter Wilds looks absolutely great, and I'm genuinely looking forward to that game releasing. So the final thing they showed off, and I think this is the highlight of the show for me. I genuinely was shocked by how interested I was in this game when they showed it off, and it felt so out of place for a Sony first-party title, and that is Astro Bot, dude. The game looks absolutely phenomenal, man. Like, it is everything that PlayStation first-party games are not. It looks like a pure, fun gameplay experience, and honestly, I can't wait to get my hands on that. It actually releases the day after Space Marine 2, so that's going to be a hell of a gaming week, man. We're going to get two peak games back to back, which is pretty exciting, but this game genuinely looks fun in my opinion, and it's everything that I wish PlayStation would go back to when it comes to creating video games. I don't know, dude. I don't really feel like I need to say too much. If you watch the trailer for this, it looks absolutely incredible. I'm excited for this game, honestly, guys. Like, this is the first time in a very long time I'm actually interested in a Sony first-party title, because it genuinely looks just like a fun gameplay experience that you're gonna have a smile on your face from start to finish. So that is coming September 6th, 2024, so we're not gonna have to wait too long for that one. And that's how they closed off the show, which I feel like they ended off with a great game. The only thing I wish is they would have spent more time on it. They wasted 10 minutes on that dog shit Concord game and only spent about a minute or two on Astro Bot, which I wish we would have seen more of that. But overall, I think this conference was pretty good, dude. Like, it was pretty good in terms of the flow of it. Didn't feel like it stretched out too long, other than at the very beginning with the Concord reveal, because I was just cringing my ass off the entire time. Like, the Marvel humor and writing in that segment is absolutely atrocious. You know, if you hate yourself and you're looking to pass the time, go watch the, like, cinematic reveal trailer for that. This is absolutely terrible. But overall, I think the showcase was pretty decent. I would say it's like a C, in my opinion. Like, if you want to give it like a grade scale rating, I don't think it was good. I don't really think it was bad. I thought it was okay, but what they did show, I think there was some good stuff in there sprinkled in here and there. I just wish we could actually get like actual gameplay deep dives like we used to with these gaming events. You know, if you're just going to drop a bunch of trailers, just stick that shit on YouTube. There's not really a need for a special event. But overall, I think what they did show for the most part was pretty good, and this is definitely one of Sony's better state of plays as of late. So I guess credit where credit's due. I didn't really have any expectations going in, and I didn't leave disappointed for once. I actually was pleasantly surprised to a certain degree. So overall, I think this was a pretty decent showcase, but let me know your thoughts on this in the comment section below. What was your favorite game that they showed off? What are you looking forward to? What would you rate the showcase case on like, I guess, a letter grade scale or a 1 to 10 scale. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, guys. If you did enjoy this video and me rambling on about this shit, make sure to drop a like on it. I would greatly appreciate it. And with that shit said, I will catch you guys next time.